Hey, welcome back. This is my Healing for Purpose. I am Farron. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please like and subscribe. I am a new YouTuber and I do appreciate all the support and the likes that I can get from you all because it actually shows me that you guys are interested in what I'm putting out. So thank you, and thank you again. All right, so today I wanted to share with you 3 reasons why it's not a good idea for you to live with a person prior to getting married to them. Okay, so first one, I know a lot of people say that, oh, you know what, it helps you get to know people a lot better. It helps you see how they do, see how they're living. And my first point here is that why can't you find out all those things before living with that person? Where are both of you living prior to deciding, hey, we're going to move out of our own homes, right? Out of your own homes and into an apartment or home together. Observe each other while you guys are living with family or individually on your own. That will tell you a lot about a person even before you decide to move in with a person, okay? Go check out their room. Even if they're living with family, if they're living with their mom or their dad, this is somebody you're actually considering to spend the rest of your life with, okay? You want to do the rest of your life and have kids with this person. Go check out their room, go check out their apartment, even if they're living, like I said, with family, cousins, or whatever. Check out their room, check out their environment. Get to meet them, get to know them, sit down with them and say, check out their roommates. Like, hey, just observe. You don't even have to go and say, hey, does this person wash their clothes? Do they wash the dishes? No, just go over there, hang out with the person, observe them in their environment. Highly recommended that you two probably should not be alone with each other because all that's going to do is lead you into temptation and to doing things that you should not be doing before you get married with a person anyways, especially if you're doing things the right way. If you're trying to do things the God way, like the godly way, the way the Bible tells us that we should be living in holiness, because when God put two people together, it's meant for long term, and it tells you in the Bible that the man will leave his mother and father and cleave to his wife. Okay, so the man is and the woman are leaving their families to be one together. Okay, a lot of people will be like, oh well, if it doesn't work out, we can just go ahead and split ways. But think about the problems and the heartache that you could save yourself if you did not live with that person, because now you guys have to split everything. You gotta break your lease, and that's a real inconvenience when you could have just saved yourself all the trouble and got to know the person prior to moving in with them. Okay, it'll save you a lot of trouble. See if they pay their bills on time. Hang around them. You don't have to move in with someone right away. What's the rush? If you're gonna live the rest of your life with this person, what's the rush? Taking your time to get to know somebody is gonna be the highlight of your experience. It's going to make things a lot easier, because when you take that time to get to know somebody, that's when you find out all the little things. Are they dirty? Are they messy? Do they wash their clothes? Do they put things back where they go? Do they wash the dishes? Do they leave the counter dirty? When you go and hang out with somebody, especially in a group setting, you kind of want to eliminate that factor where you're isolated with that person and you're not just, don't try and get to be alone with the person, because obviously at that point you're really trying to do something else, right? You definitely you definitely don't want to put yourself into a predicament of where you're being tempted, because the whole idea is that it's going to bring me to my second point of that sometimes when you do live with the person prior to getting married with that person, that a lot of men can take that, like, advantage of that, especially for us women. They definitely sometimes want to have their cake and eat it too. Like, oh, if I can go ahead and have you in this way in the house with me already, we should be having sex already. We should already be doing a lot of things together that married people do. So it's like, what's the point of getting married, right? If you're already cooking and cleaning and washing, and you could try and say, oh, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to do this, but you're already sacrificing a lot and putting a lot on the line by agreeing to cohabitate with this person prior to marriage. So as soon as he gets you in the home and you guys decide to live together, like, oh, okay, this is great, it's fun. And then you start, giving more, and he'll take advantage of that. Okay. So it's pretty much like false commitment that you're giving into there. It's all act. You're playing house pretty much, like, oh, okay, well, let's just see how this goes. And then if things do go south, and then you go back and you live with your mom or dad or cousin, brother, sister, whatever have you, it's like, okay, well, what happened with that guy? Oh, it didn't work out. So are you going to go do this again? Are you? Like, are you going to go back and live with where you live, like in your own apartment or wherever you were at before? And then are you going to go back and say, oh, well, that didn't work out. Well, when the next guy comes along, I'm going to go live with him. I'm going to go live with the next guy. You got to start paying attention to your own patterns as well. Has this been working for you in the past? Another good thing that I want to point out here is that the divorce rate is actually higher for people who chose to live together prior to getting married. Okay? So that's point number 1 and 2. You don't have to live with the person to get to know them. Spend time with them, spend time with their family, get to know them, get to see how they're living in their environment. And point number 2 is that you don't want to put yourself in false commitment with someone, because you're going to end up repeating those patterns and cycles if things don't work out. It's not smart financially, and it's not smart for your own healing, your own everything, especially before you get married with somebody. It's always about the best version of you, your self-love, your healthy relationship. If you're looking to do something long-term and for it to end, or rather to begin in a healthy marriage, in a healthy relationship, don't put yourself in positions to where you're going to end up on the opposite side of that. You don't want to end up on the negative scale. You don't want to be regretting. You don't want to be wishing that you hadn't. You don't want to end up worse off than where you started. You understand? So point number 3 is kind of going back into point number 2 as well. Value yourself, respect yourself. Everything that you do prior to getting married to somebody should always be in the highest respect of yourself. Never compromise on your values and your self-respect when you're doing things. A man is looking at you, and he's going to tell you things sometimes to make you feel more comfortable, or to even just kind of judge and see where you're at. He's looking at you and seeing how you handle yourself. If you're going to put yourself in compromising positions to where you are sacrificing and kind of bending corners and cutting things like, oh, well, maybe I could, or oh, this will be better, that man is judging you. Okay, he's going to look at that and evaluate you, and based off how you operate and your decision-making skills, it says a lot about him as well as yourself. Are you willing to compromise on those things? Having God involved is priority, no matter what. Especially for me, take that into account. Everything that you're doing should be holy and should be a reflection. Respect yourself. You don't want to put yourself in a predicament to where you're being tempted by sex. Okay? Nowhere in the Bible are people recommending or doing and having sex before marriage. Okay? No, that's not how God intended it for me. Sex is beautiful. In between a married couple, it's undefiled, and you don't want to defile yourself. You want to prevent yourself from fornication whenever you're deciding to go into a relationship with somebody. Don't put yourself in that predicament. Don't put the other person in that predicament. Not everybody is strong. Whenever you might be good with something, you might not feel tempted whenever you're in a closed space with that other person. But a lot of times men are not strong enough to withstand that type of temptation. You are a woman. You got to think about this. You are beautiful. He's already attracted to you, especially if he's telling you that, oh, I want to marry you. I want to be with you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. So now you're going to be in this place with him, walking around with, your underwear on, your towel on, taking those showers. You don't think that man's going to be tempted to come in the bathroom with you? You're around there cooking for him, cleaning for him, making him feel all good. He's going to want to go over there and touch you. He gonna want to do a lot of things to you. So don't put yourself in that predicament where you have to tempt your husband, potentially your husband. It's not a good idea to live with somebody prior to getting married. Stay holy, stay pure, stay in your homes, because you don't have to, live with somebody to get to know them better in that way. You can get to know somebody just by, like I said, visiting them, asking them more questions, getting to know each other on a deeper level, having those intimate conversations. You can have those one-on-one conversations and then still visit that person and see how they live. And they'll tell you a lot about that person. Taking into consideration that you should not rush things either. Take your time. Love is beautiful. Love is meant to be cherished. Walk into these things. If you feel rushed, if you feel pressured, if you feeling like, oh man, I just have to do this now, like I feel like he's gonna run away or I'm gonna lose this opportunity, that's probably a red flag, a yellow flag saying, slow down. Why you feel rushed to go and jump into something if this person really wants it to be long term, okay? A man will be patient enough. If you're really the person he wants to be with, he'll be patient. He'll take his time with you. You set that pace. You are the woman. Let him learn to value and respect you, and getting to know each and every part of you is so important, because I wrote a point down here saying that love is not defined by your ability to cohabitate with one another. Okay? So I just wanted to share those 3 points with you guys. If you like what I had to say today, please subscribe, please like my channel, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Thanks for watching.